going to show you today how I crocheted these really cute coasters. So these are Christmas themed, red and white stripes like candy canes. Very versatile. You could do them in any other color for any other season or occasion or whatever you want. You can keep them all the one color, or you can change colors the way that I have. And what I did was 2 rows of red, 2 rows of white, 2 rows of red, 2 rows of white, etc. I've done these coasters in 2 different sizes. The smaller one is about a 4-inch square, and this one here is about a 5-inch square. So I will go through the instructions of exactly how to do the 4-inch square one, then I will start again with the 5-inch square one. So just fast forward through the video if you need to find this one if you choose to do the larger one. If not, you'll find this one at the beginning of the video. So I really hope you enjoy doing these coasters. You find my video easy to follow. If you do, please like it and subscribe to my channel to follow along with some of my other videos. All right, let's go. For this project, I'm going to use Bernat Handicrafter cotton yarn. It's 100% cotton, has a weight of 4. I'm also going to use the Bernat white, just don't happen to have a sleeve over this one. So any other wool, cotton wool that's a weight of 4 will work for this project just as well. I'm going to use the 5mm crochet hook. The only other thing you would really need would be scissors for cutting and some sort of a yarn needle for weaving in your ends at the end. So let's begin. So this coaster is made with a corner to corner style of crocheting. So we're going to start with a slip knot. So generally I just take the tail end of my yarn, put it over the working end of the yarn, go through that loop and pull out a loop. We're going to chain 6. Now in the 4th chain from our hook, we're going to do a double crochet. In the 5th chain, a double crochet. And in the 6th chain, we'll do a double crochet. So we've made our first little block. We're going to turn our work this way, and we're going to chain 6. Again, we're going to go to our 4th chain from our hook. We'll do a double crochet in there. 5th chain, we'll do a double crochet. And in our 6th chain from the hook, we'll do a double crochet. Next we have to join this square with this one. So right at the top part, you should see your chain 3 space. We're going to slip stitch in there. And we'll do a chain 3. And then 3 double crochets in that same chain 3 space. Because we are going to change colors now, I'm going to grab my white, and I'm actually going to half take apart this last double crochet so I can pull through with the new white color. We'll turn our work and we're going to chain 6. We're going to find our 4th chain from the hook, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put a double crochet in there. A double crochet in our next chain. So that was in our 4th chain, our 5th chain, and in our 6th chain we'll put a double crochet. Now we're going to join this white block over. So if you come over to the left a little bit, you're going to see that chain 3 space. You're going to slip stitch and then chain 3. And in that same chain 3 space, we're going to put 3 double crochets. We're going to come to our next block over. We should have our chain 3 space right here. We'll do a slip stitch in there, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet in that chain 3 space. Now we'll turn our work and we'll do a chain 6. Okay, so your work should look like this. Our chain 6, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a double crochet in our 4th chain from the hook, 5th chain from the hook, 6th chain from the hook. I'm going to move over to this square over here and we're going to do a slip stitch in that chain 3 space, and then do a chain 3, 3 double crochet in that same space. Find our next chain 3 space, slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet. Find our last chain 3 space. We'll do a slip stitch, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet in that same space. So my last double crochet, I want to start with the red. I forgot to snip off my red back here. I'm going to snip off my white. And I'll pull through that last double crochet with my red. Now we're going to turn our work and chain 6. In our 4th and 5th and 6th chain from the hook, we're going to do a double crochet. I'm going to go to our chain 3 space in our white block. We're going to slip a stitch in there. Then we're going to chain 3. And put 3 double crochet in there. So we'll just continue the same pattern along this side. So we're at the last white block. Do a slip stitch, chain 3, and 3 double crochet. So when you lay your work down, you can see how the square is starting. So our height and our width. You can decide if you want to continue to make it larger or if you think this is going to be the right size. So I'm not going to grow mine any larger. I think I'm going to stop here. So now we have to start decreasing. So we'll do this. Instead of chaining 6, we're going to turn our work. We can see our 3 double crochets here, and we're going to do a slip stitch into the top of each of them. Now right here we see our chain 3 space, so we're going to slip stitch in there. Okay, and just like our pattern, we're going to chain 3 and do 3 double crochet in that space. We'll find our next chain 3 space and we'll slip stitch in there, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet in that same space. Find our next chain 3 space, slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet. Find our next chain 3 space, slip stitch, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet. Okay, so when we get to the end of this row, we find our chain 3 space, and we're just going to slip stitch into that space. Okay, so now we're going to turn our work. We can see our 3 double crochets here. We're going to slip stitch into each of them. Here's our chain 3 space. We'll do a slip stitch in there. Oops, let me go back a little bit. Okay, we've done our 3 slip stitches across there, but because it's time for my white, I need to change colors. So with my white, I'm going to slip stitch into that chain 3 space. Chain 3, and then we'll do 3 double crochet. We're going to come over here to our next chain 3 space, slip stitch in there, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet. We'll come to our next chain 3 space, slip stitch, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet. Okay, and then we're going to slip stitch into this chain 3 space. We're going to turn our work, and then we're going to do a slip stitch into the top of these 3 double crochets. Okay, and we're going to continue with our white for our next row. So we're going to slip stitch into this chain 3 space, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet. Slip stitch into our next chain 3 space, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet. Okay, so that's our last white block for this row. We're going to slip stitch into this chain 3 space. Okay, we're going to turn our work, slip stitch into the top of these 3 double crochets. Now we've got one more block to make. It's going to be our red one. So I could snip my white yarn. We're going to go into our chain 3 space, slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet in this space, chain 3 space, then we're going to slip stitch into the chain 3 space over here in our white block. And that's the size of our coaster. So I just have a regular glass sitting on this one, which seems to be a good size. So that is the end of the tutorial for our 4-inch squared coaster. If you want to make a coaster that's a little bit larger, then continue watching and I'll show you how to make one that's about 5 inches square. I hope you enjoyed following along in this tutorial. You found it easy to follow. Please like my video and subscribe to my channel so you can follow along with some of my other projects. So have a great day and happy crocheting! So this coaster is made with a corner to corner style of crocheting. So we're going to start with a slip knot. So generally I just take the tail end of my yarn, put it over the working end of the yarn, go through that loop and pull out a loop. We're going to chain 6. Now in the 4th chain from our hook, we're going to do a double crochet. In the 5th chain, a double crochet. And in the 6th chain, we'll do a double crochet. So we've made our first little block. Turn our work, chain 6. And in our 4th, 5th, and 6th chain from the hook, we're going to do a double crochet. Then we're going to look at the end of this block we made. We see our chain 3 space. We'll do a slip stitch in there. That's just joined our 2 blocks together, and we'll do a chain 3, 3 double crochets in this space, chain 3 space. Now I'm going to finish this last double crochet with my white yarn because I'm going to change colors for the next row. Just going to snip off that red. Okay, so the white is attached. We're going to turn our work. Find it's always easier to turn the work before you do your chain 6. That chain seems to be easier to work with if you turn your work first. So we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do a double crochet in our 4th, 5th, and 6th chain from the hook. Then we'll do a single crochet in this first red block in the chain 3 space. Now if you know how to do this corner to corner crocheting, you don't need my step-by-step instruction. You can just go ahead to when I finish my second set of red rows. So I'm going to be working on 2 white rows and then 2 red rows, and then we're going to change what we need to do. Okay, so from here until the end of the next set of red rows, we're just increasing as I'm showing you how to do. If you need my guidance, I'm just going to stay here with you. We just did a chain 3, and we're going to do 3 double crochets in this chain 3 space. Then we'll look at our next red block. We can see our chain 3 space over here. Do a slip stitch in there. Chain 3 and 3 double crochets in that same space. We're going to turn our work, chain 6, and in our 4th, 5th, and 6th chain from the hook, we're going to do a double crochet. Over here we see our chain 3 space. We're going to single crochet, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet in that same space. We'll move to our next white block, find our chain 3 space, slip stitch in there, chain 3, 3 double crochet. Our last white block, we're going to find our chain 3 space. It's over here at the end. We're going to slip stitch into it, chain 3, and and then 3 double crochet in that same space. Now we're not going to finish our last double crochet. I'm going to snip off my white, get my red, and I'm going to finish that last double crochet with my red yarn. Then turn. So we're going to chain 6. Double crochet in our 4th, 5th, and 6th chain from the hook. Then we're going to move over to our white block here. We're going to find that chain 3 space and slip stitch into it. Chain 3, and then do 3 double crochet in that chain 3 space. Next block, we're going to slip stitch, chain 3, and 3 double crochet. Two more blocks, we'll do the same thing. We're just doing a slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet. Our last white one, slip stitch in there. Complete that block with a chain 3 and our double crochets. I'm going to turn our work. Chain 6. Do our double crochets in the 4th, 5th, and 6th chain from the hook. Slip stitch into this chain 3 space, chain 3, and then do 3 double crochet in that space. So we're going to continue the same pattern all the way across this row. Turn our work, chain 6. The 4th, 5th, and 6th chain, we're going to do a double crochet. Slip stitch into our chain 3 space, chain 3, 3 double crochet in that space. Slip stitch in this space, chain 3, 3 double crochet in that space. Slip stitch into our next chain 3 space, chain 3, 3 double crochet. Slip stitch into our next space, chain 3, then do 3 double crochet. Slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet. Turn your work. Okay, we're going to change to white, but before we do, we're going to slip stitch across these 3 double crochets. So here's your first one. Do a slip stitch. Second one. Third one. Can snip that yarn, grab our white, do a slip stitch in this chain 3 space, chain 3, so we'll carry on as usual, 3 double crochet in that space, slip stitch in our next chain 3 space, chain 3, 3 double crochet, slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet. Just carry on this side until we get to the end. When we get to this point, we have this white one, we're going to slip stitch. Then that's it, we're going to turn our work. We're going to slip stitch into the top of these 3 double crochets. We're going to continue with white in this row, so we're going to slip stitch in here. Chain 3, 3 double crochet. So we'll continue along this side. When we get to this point, we're going to do our slip stitch. We're going to turn our work. We're going to slip stitch into the top of these 3 double crochets. Slip stitch into this chain 3 space with our red. Chain 3. And we'll do our 3 double crochets. When we get to this end and we've done our slip stitch into that white chain 3 space, turn our work and slip stitch into our 3 red double crochets. We're going to slip stitch into that chain 3 space, chain 3, do our 3 double crochet. We'll complete this row. At the end of this row, we're going to slip stitch into that red chain 3 space, turn our work, slip stitch into the top of these 3 red double crochets. We've just got 1 block left to do. It's going to be white. Slip stitch into this chain 3 space. Chain 3, 3 double crochet, then we're going to slip stitch into this red chain 3 space, snip our white, fasten off by pulling it through that loop. The 5-inch coaster is now complete. All you have left to do is to weave in all of the ends. So this one here will nicely fit a glass. Here's the comparison to the 4-inch. This one is also a good size for fitting a glass. So it really depends on your preference, which size you would like to do. I really hope you enjoyed following along in this tutorial and that you enjoy making these coasters. Please like my videos and subscribe to my channel to follow along with some other great projects. Have a great day and happy crocheting!